Hello everyone, my name is Scott King. I'm the owner of Patriot Dumpster in Sarasota, Florida, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first endeavor at a YouTube channel, so I'm sure it will be a little bit awkward, but bear with me, we'll all get through it. So a little bit about me. I am originally from Atlanta. So as soon as I graduated school, I started into college and really didn't find myself there by choice. And one day on the way home from school, I joined the Air Force and disappeared. I did my tour, came back home, began life in the heavy equipment industry as a technician, and worked as a technician until 2006 when I got a call from a company in Baghdad asking me if I wanted to come overseas to work. I said I was going to do a year, and it turned into a decade. I was involved with the maintenance side of it up until 2011 when I got an opportunity to join another company, and I began doing aerial surveillance and providing targeting data for military. From 2011 to 2017, I worked with conventional forces as well as Tier 1 personnel providing surveillance. I came home in 2017 and married my now wife. We lived in Atlanta up until COVID. So we were on vacation in Belize when COVID hit the US, and we were getting text from the embassy that we better get home because they were going to close the borders. Once we got back, of course, it was crazy. The streets of Atlanta were empty. Every grocery store was empty, you name it. So anyway, we made it through. But like many people during COVID, we were affected. My wife had been with a company for 15 years up in Atlanta, and she was part of a mass layoff. Fast forward a couple months, we had some friends down here in Florida and Dunedin, and they invited us down for a weekend. I said, come check it out, see what you think. You can stay on one of our condos, and so we did. So that Sunday of that weekend, we sat out at a little beach bar in Dunedin out on the causeway, and I asked her what would she want to do. And she looked at me and said, we sell the house. So I was like, what do you think? Maybe in October, a couple months? She said, Monday morning. I said, I'm in. So we expected to stay outside of the Tampa area and, big city, plenty of jobs and everything. Well, I was recruited to come down here to Sarasota and run a heavy equipment shop for a rental company here. So I was driving back and forth for a few months, and we decided to look for a place here in Sarasota. I stayed with that job for a few years and became increasingly more unhappy. I worked early in the morning till late at night every night. It just wasn't the life that I envisioned for myself. So there was a ton of growth here in Sarasota. Construction is unlike any other town that I've lived in, and I saw an opportunity to fill a need. But like most people, you go looking, these trucks, man, they're expensive. Used in the 80s, new, you're lucky if you get one for 150. Like most people, you can't afford that right off the bat. So, I looked at the trailer options, and I ended up going with a Max D trailer, and that's how I began my business. My goal for this channel is to be able to share my experiences and how I've overcome problems that I have run across. The first year is always the toughest for everybody. Mine is no different from anybody else's in that respect. And everything that I read, it says, 3 years before you really start hitting your stride. So hopefully we can share information, and maybe I can put out some useful videos that help you guys get through some of the maintenance failures, some of the operational failures, and we can grow together and become better. I've had a lot of bad days, man. Equipment failures, problems with customers, you name it, I've had it. The thing is, even on the worst day doing this, it's still better than going back to my old life. And I'm sure many of you feel the same. So hopefully, as we move along on this channel, we can all share information and grow together, and I hope you find it to be a useful channel. So thank you for stopping by, and we will see you again in the future.